Welcome back. Today we are doing a deep dive. Terraform, AWS governance, the Terraform block, the AWS provider, control tower, multi-account architecture. This is week one of our journey, teaching you AWS solutions architecture. And by the end of this, you will understand how a global bank like ABSA builds its cloud foundation. Where does it all live? The vault, the KMS key, the client secret, the container in Secrets Manager. Where is it? That is the question I want to answer today. But here is the thing, we cannot create a secret manager without an API gateway. Why? Because the secret manager needs to be reached. It needs a way for the app to talk to it. That is API gateway. And we are building a global bank, a real financial bank. So we are going to need CloudFront. What is CloudFront? It is a global content delivery network. It takes your API and distributes it to edge locations all over the world. Cape Town, London, New York, Singapore. That is how SIPO in Pretoria sends money to James in Cape Town instantly. But CloudFront needs to talk to something. It distributes to endpoints, and those endpoints are API gateway. So CloudFront to API gateway, that is the flow. Now, API gateway is an AWS service. A service must have a provider. There are many providers: Google Cloud, Azure, AWS, but we chose AWS, Amazon Web Services. That is our provider. But API gateway cannot just float in the air, it sits in front of an ALB. What is an ALB? An application load balancer. It takes traffic from API gateway and sends it to your application. Now, the ALB lives inside your VPC, your virtual private cloud, your own private network in the cloud. But a VPC needs infrastructure, subnets, route tables, internet gateways, net gateways, endpoints. And that infrastructure needs a home. It needs an organization. That is why we start with OUs, organizational units. And that is why we start with AWS organizations. Because before you build a vault, you need land. Before you build a bank, you need a country. AWS organizations is our country, our governance, our rules. No API gateway without AWS. No CloudFront without a provider. No ALB without a VPC. No VPC without an organization. So that is where we start. Before we can build any of that, we need a foundation. 5 steps. 1. The Terraform block, tool preparation. 2. Providers, the translator between HCL and AWS API. 3. AWS organizations, the multi-account structure. 4. Control tower, the automated landing zone. 5. Log, archive, and audit accounts. This is the plan. Let us walk through each one. Step 1. The Terraform block. This happens before a single resource is created, before you touch AWS, before you type Terraform apply. This is tool preparation, like a carpenter saying, I need a hammer version 2.0 or higher before laying a single brick. Look at the screen. This is the code. Required underscore version equals greater than 1.8.0. This tells Terraform you must be running version 1.8.0 or higher to use this code, not lower, not older. This version, you must upgrade it manually. It is the same version from the day you downloaded Terraform. To update it, you download the new version. Then required underscore providers, AWS. Source is HashiCorp/AWS. Version is 6.22.0 or higher. The current version now is 6.47.0. Be careful here. Do not just copy code and use it in real work without understanding this. Version equals 6.22.0 means you are stuck at that version forever. Version equals greater than 6.22.0 gives you 6.22.0 all the way to 6.99.99, but not 7.0.0 because 7.0.0 might break things. Engineers create versions in 3 parts: semantic versioning, Major.Minor.Patch. Greater than 0 is good for getting minor updates and patches. This is like a carpenter saying, I need hammer version 6.22.0 or higher, but not version 7.0 because that hammer has a different handle. We are preparing the toolkit, not building yet. Step 2. The provider.terraform speaks HCL, HashiCorp configuration language. AWS speaks API, application programming interface. The provider is the interpreter. It converts your human readable code into authenticated HTTP requests. Without the provider, Terraform and AWS cannot talk. They speak different languages. Someone might ask me, Lerato, is there any other way to call AWS APIs without writing code? Yes, the AWS console. That is manual. You click buttons, back and forth, not reusable, does not scale. If you want to be a good cloud solutions architect, this is what you have to do. Write infrastructure as code so you can deploy secure, scalable, and high availability infrastructure.